Hey there, Sheryl here, mental toughness coach, published author, speaker, and CEO and founder of the Zone Lab. And I want to talk to you today about something in particular because it's so important. I use it all the time. I use it with world-class athletes and business people. And before we talk about it, I want to ask you a question, and that is, have you ever prepared for something and been extremely capable, but then shown up and not been able to deliver? And I don't know about you, but it's happened to me, and it is very, very frustrating. And it's part of the reason why I've spent the last 2.5 decades trying to really understand how world-class performers compete. How do they prepare? How do they show up and deliver? And if you've ever prepared relentlessly and deserve to win, meaning win a sale, win a conversation, win a presentation, or anything like that, this is for you. I'm going to give you one tiny strategy. I'm calling them tiny triumphs on Wednesdays, so you can show up and deliver, so all that hard work can pay off. Again, whether it's a sales conversation, whether you are presenting, or whether you're having a crucial conversation with a family member. So what is it? Let me first tell you what most people's default is, and that is to really catastrophize. In other words, think about how something might turn out, how it might go south. In other words, how it might turn out badly. We talked last time about imagery training, and we're going to continue talking about it because it's a world-class tool that can help you accelerate progress, get better quicker, but also show up in the moments that matter and do your absolute best. So what I'm going to talk to you about today, it's similar to last time, but it's a little bit different. In that it's very important, if you have a crucial situation coming up, that you walk through it before, preferably in the morning. Walk through it in your mind and really think about how you want it to turn out rather than how you think it might turn out. Because a lot of times if we go down that path of how we think it might turn out, then we tend to think of the worst case scenario. And if that's you, you are definitely not the only one. It happens. It's really our default. So it's important to get very intentional, start thinking, not just thinking about, oh, I want this to turn out well. Let's say it's a sales conversation. Let's say that you are trying to close new business, or let's say you're having a crucial conversation with a family member, you're asking for a raise, you're giving a presentation, whatever it is. These conversations in your mind, when you walk through them using imagery training, they must be very vivid, visceral, very detailed. And you want to really start thinking about how you want something to go. So if it's a sales conversation, example, if you're my client and you are talking to me about something that you need help with, and I start talking to you about what our first session together is like. So how we go for a hike, and we talk about your dreams and aspirations, and we get clarity around this. And then how you feel the hike, and where are and what the hike looks like, and how you feel when it's done. And it's just very vivid and visceral. So whether it's on a hike or in the monthly mastery program, if I'm trying to close someone into that, it is, what does it feel like if you're in this group and you have a community of people that are supporting you? What if you have guidance from someone who has been down that path, who can accelerate the progress for you? Make it very vivid and visceral and detailed. In my mind, I think about, what is the person like that I'm talking to? What does she look like? How have I touched her? So again, it's very important before an event, before a crucial conversation, or anything coming up that you really want a win. In other words, you want to show up, deliver, and do your absolute best. You want to have all of that hard work pay off. It's very important to run through the situation in your mind exactly how you want it to go, down to the vivid detail, because I'm telling you, this is, our default is to go the other way. And that's why many times what happens is we are prepared, we do the work, and we deserve to have a win. In other words, we deserve to close a client, we deserve to have a good conversation, we deserve to have a good presentation, we deserve to have a good speech. But what happens is we get ourselves so worried before it, and we actually if you walk yourself through something in a negative way and you catastrophize about it, you're actually practicing in your mind. You're actually, not only is it distracting and taking you away from being able to perform your best, it's taking up some of your memory, but you're actually practicing the very thing that you don't want to do. Because we tend to believe what we tell ourselves over and over and over again. So preparation before an event and walking yourself through an event the way you want it to go in great detail is very important, because if you are going on default, which most people do, then what happens is you're thinking about how it might go wrong and what people might think of you and how it might go. And then we tend to blow it up about 10 times worse. So not only, again, is this distracting, but you're actually practicing. So let me give you an example. So closing a client. Whenever you're in a position to ask for money, it can be very nerve-wracking, and they can always say no. As a matter of fact, closing business is not a yes game, it's a no game, right? You're going to have a lot more no's than yeses. So it's very easy to go into that default of, oh gosh, what if they say no? I'm not going to meet my quarter. This isn't going to be good for my business. And you kind of go down that path. And so not only, again, is it defeating, it is distracting because it's taking you away from what you know to do your best in that moment during that conversation, but you're actually going through in your mind practicing that person saying no. And you're actually going through in your mind practicing the things that you do that would cause the person to say no. So what I'm asking you to do here with this imagery training, especially before in the morning, it's very important to walk through your day and walk through the important things that you have coming up. Walk through those conversations and those presentations and whatever those important events are, and get very vivid and visceral about how you want them to turn out, because then you're going to be practicing the things that you need to do to be your very best. That's the first thing. The second thing is, once you are in that situation, especially if it's a little bit nerve-wracking or scary, you've already been there. You've been there in your mind. And the third thing is, it's going to boost confidence, and it's going to allow you to stay in the green, meaning what I talked about, the emotional wheel, if you heard me talk about that, it helps you stay in the zone. In other words, very calm, carefree, and present. So I hope this one tiny tip has really served you. Think about what you have coming up this morning, what you have coming up today. Start running through it in your mind, how you want it to go in very vivid, visceral detail. And then you're going to have your best shot for all of that hard work paying off. So here's to you being amazing, to your continued success. And I look forward to seeing you at my next event. I'm going to be speaking on Saturday at the Haas School of Business Women in Leadership Summit. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, I would love to see you there. Also, we have about 4 more spots for founding members in my mental toughness mastery. So if you want to join a community of people that are going to cheer you on, support you, and also push you to places maybe that you want to go, but maybe you didn't think was absolutely possible, then we would love to have you as a founding member. You can check that out. Hop in the first month for absolutely free if you want to check it out. And that is at www.sherylkline.com/MTM. So here's to you being amazing. I look forward to seeing you next time.